Well, hello, everyone, and welcome here to Derry. Nick Anastas, Kristen Cameron with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire game of the week between the Nashua South Purple Panthers and the Pinkerton Astros. Two teams battling for playoff positioning, hoping to host a first-round quarterfinal playoff game and looking to keep the momentum going into the postseason as well. Two teams with two of the best four records heading into the final week of the regular season. Both teams are 12-3. Nashua South has won two straight, while Pinkerton, after a thrilling double OT affair with Bishop Girton, fell 10-9 their last time out back on Thursday. So, Kristen, both teams with reasons, to want a victory here this afternoon, and I'm sure we're in for a great contest.
Absolutely. This should be a really high-level game. Both teams have been producing all season. Looking at the stats, we have some players who put up major points on both sides. So we're in for an exciting game here. Gorgeous
weather, too. 75 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. A little bit of a light breeze, but perfect weather. Pinkerton, of course, they were led by longtime head coach Rob Daziel, replaced in the offseason after he retired by first-year head coach Katie Bork-Blair, who told us yesterday that basically scrapped the entire playbook from last year, kept all but two plays, and pretty pleased with the way her players have been able to pick up that new playbook almost seemingly seamless.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see when teams transition coaches, what carries over, what they, implement that's brand new. But it's awesome to see that this team has taken to Coach Katie Bork's, playbook. Seems like they're playing really well together, and they definitely have good flow going.
And, of course, Nashua South really in a lot of ways having a fantastic year under head coach Siki McIntyre. The 12-3 record, one of their best in a while. They started 7-0. And when you take a look at the three losses, they're against three premier programs, Souhegan, Bedford, and a road loss on the Seacoast against a much-improved Dover team. And they've beaten pretty much everyone else, including their last two opponents, most recently no problem with Central, 17-7 back on Friday. And they've got a good mix, as we can see down there on the sideline, a close-knit, a tight-knit group.
Yeah. What excites me about this South team is when I look at their roster, they're really young, and they have a lot of talent coming up through the program. And so, it's awesome to see how these girls, learn from each other and just continue to elevate their game.
All right, we'll take a break, come back, get the stick check in the rearview mirror, and then it's game time. Pinkerton and Nashua South, part of our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another lacrosse program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today. Are you thinking of selling your home? Well, now may be the time, given that spring is here, the market is hot, and interest rates remain at all-time lows. It's time to call Roger Howe, a licensed professional realtor with the Bean Group. Not sure what your home is worth? Roger will provide a market analysis for you at no charge. With 12 years experience in residential, commercial, leasing, and investment properties, Roger knows your local market. So contact Roger Howe of the Bean Group today.
At Dead River Company, the work we do is about more than just filling up tanks. It's about the everyday moments in your home. We're here to fix your heating equipment, so you have heat and hot water for moments like this. We brave the elements, so you're always safe and warm. Anytime, day or night. Because it's moments like this that we do everything we do.
Dead River Company. It's not your job to worry about the heat. It's ours.
Become a customer today, and we'll be there for the moments that matter to you.
Well, they finished the stick check down on the sidelines, and we are just about ready to go here in Derry. Nick Anastas, Kristen Cameron with you live from Pinkerton Academy. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. The final week of the regular season. Just a 7-week regular season that seemingly comes and goes very quickly. In fact, faster and faster every year. Both teams 12-3, and both teams behind Bishop Girton and Bedford in the Division I standings. Of course, 8 teams make the Division I tournament, which kicks off June 1st, which is a week from Wednesday. Both these teams, Kristen, with a chance to host a first-round game, which obviously would be big.
That's huge for these teams. You know, as we've seen in the college playoffs going on over the last couple weeks, home field advantage means so much when you get to playoffs. You have your, fans that come out in full force, and just playing somewhere that you're comfortable. There's a lot on the line here for these teams.
Well, the fans have shown up in full force here and continue to file in here at Pinkerton. It looks like the JV team, maybe the Astros freshman team, is off-seated together to our left. A fair amount of folks have made the drive over from the Gate City as well to cheer on the Purple Panthers. There's a few dogs in the audience, which I know you love. And everybody seems like they're ready to go here. Pinkerton dialed in. Had 4 days off since that double overtime affair with Bishop Girton, in which they went toe-to-toe with the defending champs. That, of course, was a rematch of last year's championship between the Cardinals and Astros, a lopsided victory for Bishop Girton. And again, Nashua South, according to Coach McIntyre lately, with a couple of COVID issues popping up, some injuries here and there. She's had to kind of piecemeal some things together as of late, but they come in here on the road looking for their third straight win to kick off the final week of the regular season.
I think we're going to see the Astros, start this game with a bit of fire in them. They competed. They played their best lacrosse last week in that tough loss to the Cardinals. But I think that will prepare them well for playoffs. They're going to be ready to battle it out the rest of the season.
Well, Coach Bork-Blair has got her players already in position and ready to go. We look back to our right, Lauren Sweeney, the senior goaltender, on her way to Iona. In a lot of ways, the leader of this team, certainly the leader on the defensive end. Talking right now with some of her defenders that'll play out in front. And now it looks like South is ready to go as well. The Purple Panthers, appropriately, in their road purples, going to head left to right in this first half. While Pinkerton, in their home whites, will counter from right to left. Fans continuing to file in. A gorgeous afternoon here in Derry, one of the better ones of the spring so far here late in the month of May. The official pointing to both sidelines. And we're about ready to go here. Panthers with Caitlin West. The seniors on the wing, and a little bit early there was the Astro, Natalie Perodzik. Perodzik, the sophomore. Official blows the first whistle. And South's going to have the first possession here as we begin things live from Derry. All right, Purple Panthers going to swing it around. Astro defense coming out aggressive here. Looking to challenge on the perimeter. Up top of the box, Ella Benzekri, complimented by Coach McIntyre when we spoke to Coach yesterday. Going to take a pass here outside the 20-yard line. Try to dodge to the right. Looks to her left. Pass dropped here. This is Kylie Daw. Another member of this strong senior class. 9 seniors, I believe, all in all, for the Purple Panthers.
Panthers in a subtle offense right now. You'll see that Pinkerton is playing a backer defense right now, so they have that help defense ready right away, but not enough to stop the Panthers.
That's Ben Zekri with a gorgeous catch in traffic. Sophomore able to power it through a crowd. And after South takes over a minute off the board here, off the clock, to open up, they've got a 1-0 lead on the board.
That was great patience by South's attackers. They showed great poise and then found that open look. Lily Jeans with the assist. Oops, sorry, correction. Marin Lowell.
Yeah, Lowell put a little bit of touch on that one, able to float it over the top. So the first goal belongs to Ella Benzekri. And again, South couldn't ask for a better start here a minute in. 1-0. This one is one up in the air. Perodzik now on the move to her left, going to set up the Astros' first possession. And what do we see here for South defensively, Kristen?
Looks like South is just playing man-to-man defense. You know, they're pressuring out on ball, which is, you know, I think that's always a good sign. Shows confidence on the defensive end that they're, you know, ready to play tough 1v1 defense. Coach
McIntyre at the head of the Purple Panther bench, trying to monitor this defensive unit in real time. Astros will let Liz Fournier go to work. Fournier a dodge back to her left, able to avoid a second defender and power it right at the net. A gorgeous move by Liz Fournier. Senior headed to Flagler. Ties the game at 1.
Fournier is able to control her stick really well, weave through those defenders while keeping her head up the whole time. She was, you know, anticipating the slides and then showing great poise before the shot. One fake and she buried it.
So they don't trail for long. Less than a minute. 42 seconds is all Liz Fournier needed there to tie this one up at 1 apiece. Fournier hasn't played too often. Was only taking 9 shots on the season. Came in 4 goals and 8 shots. Fournier looking to score there and looking good. Now it's Fournier on the near side as Pinkerton wins their second straight at the draw circle. And now we'll slow it down, goal line extended as the Astros look for their first lead.
We're about to find out how important draw controls are going to be in this game. Both teams have, you know, scored on each of their first possessions, and so making the most of every possession and protecting the ball is going to be key.
Fournier wants a one-on-one near side. Daw, the defender. Now Pinkerton going to go back up top. And it looks like reset. Here's a touch for Mia Lally, one of the juniors. Pinkerton's got a good mix of players from different classes, a diverse mix. Led, of course, by the 8 seniors who, according to Coach Bork Blair, really bought in from day one. Well, there's a catch down the middle, but Perodzik didn't pull the trigger. Instead, the patience pays off as Pinkerton again looking to reset and are going to come around the cage here to the near side. They flip it over for Fournier. She'll try her luck on the far side wing. Fournier again looking to split dodge, back pedals and draws a whistle.
Great control by Fournier there. You see the held flag, and she didn't force any shots. She made sure that she set herself up for this free position opportunity.
Looked like one of the defenders got caught in the middle.
Yeah, tough to tell there whether they, called shooting space or, potentially a foul in the circle.
It didn't look like a whole lot of contact.
I would assume
it was the former. All right, Astros looking for their first lead, nearly 4 minutes in, and she's going to go right to the cage. Well, Fournier got the green light and hit the gas. Going right to the net for her second goal. Astros out in front 2-1.
Great first step there. You see, that initial burst to get by defenders. That's so important.
A lot of raw speed, it looks like, too, and no doubt about what she wanted to do there on the free position shot. Goes right to the cage. Astros with their first lead at 2-1, both goals belonging to Fournier. Benzekri, the lone goal for South. Panthers, they won the first draw on a technicality. Took a minute off the clock and scored on their first trip, but have not touched the ball since. This one goes straight up in the air. Kept alive by Benrecki, but another whistle. A little bit of contact there. It goes against Pinkerton. Now Benrecki trying to fan it ahead. Take it away. Paradzik in transition, coming near side with long strides. Going to slam on the brakes. Flick it over to the far side. First touch for Tate Howe. This is Selene. Is number 7. The 2 goals actually were for, that makes a little more sense, Haley Schneider.
I was just looking at that.
Schneider, right, that's a little more. Schneider has now 41 goals on the season and is 4th in points as we get Pinkerton's 3rd goal here.
She's a player to watch here. She had a big game against the Cardinals last week in that double OT loss. Really aggressive attacker who's dominant below the 30.
So Schneider is number 5 in white. We apologize for that. Meanwhile, a beautiful feed. And there we see the finish. That was Hannah Lasakis. Came in 2nd on the team in points with 59 as we get a timeout here down on the field with nearly 5 minutes gone by in this first half. Our broadcast is brought to you by Beals Insurance, locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising, that's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit MGSportsFundraising.com and start raising money for your team today. Also by New Hampshire iPhone Repair. It's done while you wait. It's backed by their lifetime warranty. Now with 6 locations in southern New Hampshire and on the seacoast. Visit NHiPhoneRepair.com. By the New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NHTomahawks.com and also girls.NHTomahawks.com. By the Dead River Company, a full-service heating provider committed to keeping New Hampshire warm with propane and heating oil. Learn more at deadriver.com. And finally, by the Bean Group and Roger Howe Real Estate, your local professional for all types of real estate, residential, commercial, leasing, and investment properties. Call 603-247-1583. Nick Anastas with Kristen Cameron here in Derry. 2 goals for Pinkerton's Haley Schneider, and then one a moment ago from Hannah Lasakis. And that is where we are with the Astros out in front 3-1. The lone goal for South was the game's opening goal by Ella Benzekri. Good play here. Caitlin Cellini going to win the ground ball battle, float it up. And now Schneider here looking to settle her offense. Settle them in here as Pinkerton looks to score on maybe a 4th straight trip with now 5 minutes gone by in this first half.
with a couple goal lead here. We're going to see the Astros start to work it around a little bit more, get into their settled offense. Looks like they like to run a lot of picks from up top, and perfect execution right there.
Tough catch and an off-balance shot. Didn't matter. Allison Lamphere, senior, headed to Merrimack University, able to score for the first time. Good hard, looked like off the ball cut, pass on the money, and the finish right there.
Yeah, they're running a couple X cuts at the top of the 8-meter, really just trying to screen their defenders. You see, she's trying to come off with her right hand free. She's able to catch and finish. And we'll see the goal scorer, Allie Lamphere, head back to the draw circle.
Of course, she had a pretty good postseason run when we saw her a year ago. Astros, of course, went all the way to the championship before they bowed out against Bishop Girton, but she's really had a solid career here, both under Coach Daziel and now under Coach Bork Blair.
Yeah, one of those all-around players who, you can trust her on both ends of the field. And now we see her, stepping up in the draw circle. It's a really dynamic midfielder.
So 4-1, Pinkerton on a 4-0 run. South used a timeout a moment ago to try and squelch it, but I think it's going to have to take a goal to reverse the momentum, perhaps. Kylie Daw able to win the ground ball off the draw. So South, at least for now, able to put a Band-Aid over the draw circle as they get their first win since the opening faceoff. All right. Behind the cage, good little dodge here. This is Caitlin West. A shot there, set aside by Sweeney. Ground ball scooped up in the corner. Good hustle. Able to get to it for Pinkerton. There's Emma Madsen. And now it looks like going to take it out of her own end, up the field, ahead to Lamphere. Make that Selene. Selene's got to step on everybody. Astros looking for something. They're going to slow it down now, goal line extended. Meanwhile, the defender falls down, given the green light. Shot there, goes off the side of the post. That's Howe on the move. Long ground ball opportunity. Lowell near side. Lowell goes down hard. Play continues at midfield. Here comes Ben Rickey. And Zekri looking left, going to go all the way, fire a shot, and get the goal.
That was great transition offense. Heads up play. Was able to weave through her defenders and just bury that shot. You can see how much momentum she had coming down that field. Makes one move and puts it low.
Impressive.
Past Sweeney.
Impressive there. Able to beat, looked like two defenders to the spot and then beat the goaltender with the shot that sneaks in that near post. So Ben Zekri's got two, both goals for Nashua South. Purple Panthers needed an answer there. They get it. But now 7 minutes gone by in this first half. It's back to a 2-goal gap at 4-2.
Yeah, Ben Zekri, just a sophomore. She's showing her presence all over the field right now. That's great for this Nashua South program to see young players stepping up.
They're asking her to do a lot as well. She's in the circle and has been throughout this first half. Hoping to win a second straight here. Folks continuing to file in. Gorgeous, as we talked about. And it should be a nice week throughout the week. Final regular season week of the 2022 season. Good anticipation here. Stepping up and snagging it is Lamphere. Pinkerton Sr. able to read that one well. And as a result, the Astros are back on the attack.
We're seeing Selene really quarterbacking this offense. She's confident behind the goal and is, that first look for cutters.
And giving her some room, too. She's going to come out from behind the cage now and play it to the top of the box, a low catch. Slazoskis, nowhere to go. They'll swing it over far side now, and a touch for Howe. Howe being bodied up by the defender, Karina O'Donnell, one of the freshmen for Nashua South. Astros showing patience. South trying to communicate defensively. A lot of movement away from the ball here. Selaney going to dance near side, looks for a cutter. Tough catch in the middle. Lamphere fires, and a good save upstairs. Waiting for that one was Kiera Walsh with her first save. The sophomore read it the whole way. However, the outlet pass goes astray. It's turned over. And the Astros ride gets revenge as they get the ball back.
Failed clear. That's a tough one after that tough defensive stance. I think the Panthers did a really good job marking up on cutters there. You know, when Selaney was looking for those cutters, they were all over it. So, you know, just need to clean up that passing, clear the ball successfully to set them up for an offensive opportunity.
Maybe just take a breath there, right?
Yeah, you know, when you play defense for a long stint like that, the clear becomes so important because offense is resting your D.
All right, here's Schneider. Scored twice. First two for Pinkerton, behind the cage for Selaney.
Panthers D will really start to pick up when Selaney has the ball. They need to mark Cutter super tight because it looks like she's primarily playing the role of a feeder right now.
Going to flip it to Howe up top. Howe to her right. Again, pretty good defense on that far side. That's O'Donnell forcing her to get rid of it. Selaney now will come near side. Being chased by Daw. Floats a pass in front of the net. It's broken up. A good play. O'Donnell able to break up the pass, scoop up the ground ball, and now draw the whistle against Pinkerton. Going to give it over to Walsh in net. And now give it right back over to O'Donnell, who gets the green light from the official. Just over 9 minutes gone by first half. Another tough outlet pass gets away from Walsh, and it's scooped up by Lamphere.
South is working so hard to create these turnovers that I agree they just need to take a second, take their time with the clear. You know, there's no shot clock in, you know, girls high school lacrosse, and so there really is no rush to clear that ball. Just need to take care of it.
Selaney again looks over the top, catch and fire, shot and score. Goal number 2 for the freshman Hannah Lazoskis. Plenty of room there on the catch to pull the trigger. And we've got a timeout once again on the field. With just about 10 minutes gone by, Pinkerton able to match their largest lead from a moment ago, now 5-2.
Yep, again we see Caitlin Selaney as the quarterback there, heads up play, came around that crease looking for the feed, and she finds Lasoskis in the middle for a good lefty catch and finish.
You mentioned Hannah comes from a lacrosse family. Of course, Lauren Lazakis, an active player, right, at Georgetown. She's here, I believe.
Yes.
Sitting just in front of us with some Georgetown gear on. And, of course, their older brother, Jake, kind of paved the way back in the day by going to UMass. So Hannah having quite a freshman campaign. How about 59 points? Good for second on the team already in scoring.
Yeah, that's really impressive, especially one to come in as a freshman and have that confidence to step up and be a leader on the team. That's huge. And then, you know, she's proving herself. She's executing. She's putting up points. So, you know, that's a person who you want on your team. Great team player. Excited to follow her career.
A lot of folks in attendance here. As we mentioned, the weather is perfect. And some of the younger Pinkerton players, the freshmen, the JV teams, they're off to our left. We spoke with Coach Bork Blair yesterday on FNL Lacrosse, presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. And, well, she had the ladies out there practicing early. In fact, they had already wrapped up practice by the time the 9:45 interview came around. And they were taking in the U14 game, I guess, between Hampstead and somebody else out here. But the point was to be present, right, to create a presence and a link between the youth and the high school level.
I think that's so important, you know, for these younger girls to have, you know, the high school team to look up to be mentored by. That's really huge for growing the youth program, and you see that translate to these young players making an impact already once they get to high school.
All right, so out of the timeout, South looking to get one back after Lazoskis scored her second a moment ago to rebuild this 3-goal lead for Pinkerton.
I think the message during the timeout is, you know, take care of the ball. We're doing a lot of things right on the field. And, you know, the clears, that's something that they can control. They can clean that up and get back in this game.
Yeah, two straight turnovers, and Pinkerton made him pay on the second. Meanwhile, Schneider, good little play to herself there, played the bounce perfectly, able to control, and now once again Pinkerton back on the attack. They've controlled the time of possession battle through the first 10 minutes here, this first half. This is Selaney, going to take a jog around the cage. The senior on her way to New Haven. Has been the scoring leader all season. Came in with 63 points through 15 games. Up top, Schneider looking at two defenders, makes them both miss to the left. Shot on the run ends up wide. And Schneider ended up taking a tumble on the turf. Meanwhile, beautiful pass. Shot is wide, offered up there by Lamphere, who also went crashing to the ground. Got caught there with the Purple Panther defender, Bailey Carroll. Two seniors got their legs tangled up.
I was really impressed by the South defense there. You know, they didn't leave their defender out on an island. They were aware that Schneider was about to go 1v1, setting herself up for an ISO, and they sent that help right away and, you know, resulted in a shot wide.
And now we get another free position shot for Pinkerton. They scored on their first. Schneider back in the game's opening minutes. Now Lamphere charges, and that one ends up wide. Not sure if Walsh got a piece of that.
Looks like she
Or
might
not.
have. Either way, she had a great angle there and stepped up to the ball.
Here's a great move, a little shimmy shake. Shot ends up wide and short. It's backed up by Selaney on the near side. Quickly over, spin move. Nowhere to go for the sophomore Bella Pinardi. Walsh out of the cage to make a play on the ball. It ends up back with Selaney in the far side corner. The senior going to try and get Pinkerton's ship back on course here. Looking to direct traffic with the offhand. Got a cutter. Lamphere with a catch in a crowd. Nowhere to go. Back over to Selaney. Astros have been moving pretty well without the ball so far in this first half.
Off-ball movement is key to their offensive sets that we've seen so far. Looks like they're, you know, basing their whole 7v7 game plan to get off of, you know, getting these off-ball cutters. They clearly have a lot of confidence in their feeding ability and just their vision on offense.
Well, now they're going to pull it out here. Try and find some spacing. Again, this is a team that basically had to learn a new playbook in the offseason. There's the catch, fire, and score. Well executed there as Schneider gets another.
That's exactly what that play is supposed to look like.
Schneider with her third goal at 6-2.
Yeah, she looks great there. I mean, she came off. One of those keys there is to come off that cut with a burst. And, you know, she gets her defender caught up, and she gets her right hand just free. And, you know, at that point, that's an easy catch and finish for her.
Good pass, able to keep it high. Catch and finish almost in one motion. Looked good. Schneider's looked good. How about 3 goals? To lead the way here, the sophomore with the hat trick as we hit the midway point of this first half. Pinkerton with their largest lead. It continues to grow, now 6-2. South struck first. Won the opening face-off. Took about a minute off the clock. Ella Benzekri scored, and South's 1-0 lead was up on the board. Didn't last long. Pinkerton then rattled off 4 in a row before Benzekri's second. And now back-to-back goals for Pinkerton. Once again has South searching for an answer. Well, if there's a girl who's going to give it to her, give it to them. It's Ella Benzekri, who's got it right now. Top of the box, going to backtrack and look to settle things down here. Most of the action in this first half has been at the other end of the field. South trying to capitalize on what's been a rare offensive trip.
It's good to see them getting their touches in, everyone getting a feel for the ball and setting up the look that they want.
Stutter step near side pass, intercepted. Lamphere then has her outlet knocked away. It's up for grabs now along the near side, and we got a call here against Pinkerton.
Empty stick check called against Selaney there.
Get a look at the replay here. Happens right in front of Coach Bork Blair and her staff. So South give it a second chance. Trying to make it a 3-goal game again, but this one bounces away from the intended target, West. West with good effort. Trying to hound it down, but in the end it goes back to Pinkerton.
One thing we're seeing on the Panthers' offensive side is, they were getting their touches around, but feeding it in for that first look, that first opening. It's sometimes a good idea to pass on that one, get the defense offset, and oftentimes that second cutter is really where the opening is.
Good clear there by Emma Thompson. Able to secure it and then guide it across midfield. Astros again going to settle in on the attack. Home team looking for their first 5-goal lead of this first half. Now we get a whistle. Comes away from the ball. And it's against Pinkerton. We got an illegal screen here.
Could have been a moving pick potentially. But either way, that is a defensive turnover. Which
South will take it. And this is how you clear it. Couple passes short. They come over midfield. Lowell runs into trouble, though. 2 defenders. It pops loose. Ends up in the stick of one of the Pinkerton midfielders, sophomore Piper Knowlton.
It's going to be a yellow card on Marin Lowell for South, so they will go woman down. There was just, a high cross check.
A little frustration there maybe from the youngster who has played well, just a freshman.
Yeah, sometimes those turnovers, you're fighting to get the ball back with a little bit too much intensity. So you just got to clean that up.
First penalty either way. And it comes at the 10-minute mark here, first half. 10 minutes to go until halftime. Astros with a 6-2 lead. They've led most of the way in this first half after giving up the initial goal. Scored 5 straight and haven't looked back. Looking for another here. Backdoor. Again, Lamphere with the catch and finish.
We talked about Coach Katie Bork-Blair for the Astros, pretty much coming in with a blank slate, redoing, all the plays. When you get a woman up opportunity like that, it's a great time to showcase, some of these set plays that you work on. Woman up, woman down opportunities are definitely something that you work on offensively and defensively, and that was great execution, finding an open player.
The execution has been there for sure in this first half. Even strength, woman up. No matter what, it's looked crisp here, especially over the last few minutes. The Pinkerton now building their largest lead, extending their largest lead to 7-2. Now inside of 10 minutes to go in this first half. Astros have quietly started to build up another run here, 3 unanswered. Scored 5 straight earlier in this first half. Lamphere has now cashed in twice, 2 for Losgoskis, and Schneider leading the way with 3. Benzekri on the other side, pacing South with 2 goals. Benzekri reaching up, trying to fight off Schneider. And in the end gets another face-off win for Nashua South.
So we'll see South, get touches on the ball. Like to see them get set up. I mentioned before, sometimes that first cut isn't there, and it just takes that discipline to wait for the second opening, that second opportunity, and that's often what works.
And meanwhile, it looks like this Pinkerton defense has been playing with confidence here, out and challenging, trying to force some turnovers, and really closing out well, it looks like, on the perimeter. Benzekri looking for a teammate. Has one. Madeline Mataluski, the sophomore, runs into trouble there. A crowd in front of the net. Ultimately, it's Sweeney who has it in cage for Pinkerton. Had it knocked out of her stick there.
Yeah, they're gonna call a crease violation. Your stick can't cross into that goal circle, even if your feet stay out of it. That's the goalie's protected space.
Yeah, Mataluski a little too aggressive, but a good play here by the sophomore, looking to cause disruption on the rise. Selene blindly throws it downfield, and must have been hit on the pass. We get a whistle, and they're going to hand this back over to the Astros.
Yeah, I mean, it was great to see the Panthers still attacking there. Maren Lowell was just released from her yellow card, and so they got a pretty clean opportunity being woman down. The Astros were able to have a backer defender just waiting there with that extra player. So overall, that was a good possession for South.
Astros back to work. We're inside of 8 minutes first half. Again, off-ball movement here at the top with the ball behind the net. Trying to find some room is Lazoskis. Now Selaney behind the cage comes near side. You keep it herself, dodge to the right, little backdoor feed is broken up. Well, Ben Zekri may have gotten a piece. Ultimately, it's Walsh who snags it in cage, and now a long outlet pass thrown by the goaltender, reeled in overhead. Nice catch by Daw, but Daw in trouble. Double team, ball on the ground, and it's scooped up by Pinkerton's Lily Jeans, the junior. Getting her first touch, it doesn't last long. South takes it right back. Ben Zekri now in a full sprint coming left to right for the visitors. Going to pump the brakes, top of the box, flip it over near side for the freshman Lowell. Lowell is met by a united front by the Pinkerton defense. Lowell looking for a crack there. Selaney right in her face. And ultimately the South team going to pull it back out here. They trail 7-2. We head towards 6 minutes to go, first half.
Ella Benzrecki has been a presence all over the field. She's been relentless. She's taking every draw. She has the 2 goals for South, and then she's causing turnovers in the defense. Those are the kind of players that you want to have on your team. You can put them anywhere and they make an impact.
This pass gets through the zone. Nobody home on the other side, unfortunately, for South. And it's turned back over. Well, this Pinkerton Astro defense has been impressive here, Kristen. They've communicated well. Of course, they've got a veteran back there in Sweeney kind of directing it all. They've forced, several turnovers in this first half. Have handled the clear as well. I mean, they've looked pretty impressive.
I think having a veteran goalie like Lauren Sweeney, in cage, that means so much to the defense. They trust her. I'm sure she's talking to them. You can see that they're just playing really strong team defense. And they're causing turnovers. They're coming up with it, keeping this South team to 2 goals so far. 5 minutes left in the first half. That's an impressive feat.
Good clear there. After the defensive stop as well, Bella Pinardi able to take it most of the way. And now again, Pinkerton looking to set up shop here as we hit the 5-minute mark, first half. Far side, trying to find some space on the wing is Jeans. Astros now go behind the cage. Lazoskis flips it over to Selaney. Low catch here by Howe. Once again, Coach McIntyre trying to coach up that defense. You can hear them. They've been pretty vocal in this first half. Going to bring a slide over for a moment. And now off the switch, somebody's got to pick up Jeans behind the cage. Jeans leaves it for Selaney.
The South defense, you can see 1v1. They have been very successful at stopping the Astros. Pushing Selaney out behind, not letting her get that shot around the crease. But it's that cutter defense that's holding them back from ultimately being successful on the defensive end.
And it's Lamphere makes them pay. Another backdoor catch and finish. Lamphere's third. Second Astro with a hat trick. It's 8-3. 8-2, excuse me. As Pinkerton's lead continues to grow, just outside of 4 minutes remaining.
See, Benzrecki was right on Allie Lamphere there. She had a stick there, but Lamphere was able to handle that ball. It only takes a few inches of space, for a skilled attacker to catch and finish.
The passes have been on point, too.
Yeah, really, really great feeding. I've been impressed by Caitlin Seleni's vision. I've said she's quarterbacking this offense right now. I think she's making heads-up plays. She's dodging. She's challenging. When you have a feeder who's a threat, can dodge to cage too, you're playing them tight, and that opens up those opportunities for those feeds inside.
Pinkerton's been able to build momentum. A couple of different points here. They scored 4 unanswered now twice, with Ben Zekri goals spacing the 2 runs for Nashua South. Another face-off wins. Selaney jogging, leaves it for the trailer. Lamphere up ahead, shot near the cage, sent back off the iron. Lazauskas, I think, at the pole there. Rattles off the post, eventually picked up off the turf again by Pinkerton. And the Astros ready to settle back in as we move inside of 4 minutes to go until the break. Looking for the step is Howe, and a whistle here. She comes into the zone.
See the Astros really spread out there, and that creates that opportunity to draw a shooting space foul. You know, when you're so spread out and you can beat a defender 1v1, it creates trouble for those South defenders who are just trying to stop ball.
So Howe looking to be the 4th Astro to score in this first half and write her name in the book. 5 unanswered now for the home team, as Tate Howe just went right to the cage. Scores the 3rd free position shot goal. 3rd or 2nd of this first half. Either way, Astros continuing to stretch that lead now 9-2.
Their poise on offense has really stood out to me as being a driver of their success. They're waiting for the open opportunities, moving the ball well, playing team offense. Everyone's getting involved off ball. You know, if South can find a way to communicate through those cutters, who's staying on ball, whether they're switching, staying, going, that's going to be key.
Second free position shot and second goal for Pinkerton. We got a 9-2 lead on the board just outside of 3 minutes to go until halftime. Coming up at the half, we'll recap the action. Get your stats highlights from that first half. Get some out-of-town scores if we can as well here. The final Monday of the regular season. Hard to believe, but the tournament on the girls' side begins just 9 days from now, right? A week from Wednesday. Quarterfinal action. Meanwhile, another great play along the near sideline for Ben Zekri. Ben Zekri off the quick restart keeps it, goes down the middle, gets stripped from behind, but a whistle will keep it at this end with Nashua South. We get a look at the replay. Schneider near side trying to change direction.
Again, it's Ben Zrecki with that really, really clean defense. She is fighting.
Here's a shot out in front that ends up wide. That's Mataluski. Didn't look like quite a clean release there. May have been hit in the process, and the officials agree. So Mataluski, the sophomore who was played well, along with her classmate Ben Zekri, have really tried to stabilize the attack for Coach McIntyre. This shot, though, is wide, and it's backed up by the Astros. Good heady play there, deep behind the cage.
Yeah, South had attackers who were ready to back up the ball, but it's closest to where the ball goes out on the end line, and the Astros defenders.
Yeah, I think that was Emma Thompson who carved out the positioning that made the difference. Another good play by Thompson. Meanwhile, Howe, who scored a moment ago, going to beat her defender and then pull it back out. A good slide there. So Liley Dubois, one of the senior defenders, able to pick up the switch and kill anything Pinkerton had cooking there. Astros, they're okay with taking some more time off the clock, winding down to 1 minute remaining. It's been all Pinkerton for most of this first half. Again, you can hear the live communication really on both benches. Pinkerton continuing to look for cutters. Down the middle. Bouncing shot denied by Walsh. Good stop there by the sophomore goaltender. Able to deny Pinardi. And now Walsh behind the cage.
She's seeing the ball well, especially when it's that 1v1 dodge to cage. She's tracking that ball and able to make those stops. it's much tougher to save when you have those cutters inside who can just kind of, pop that right inside the goal. But, an impressive play for her so far.
Ben Zekri down to 15 seconds. South looking for a goal here just before halftime.
If I were them, this is not the time to settle. I would try and, push
Clock's
this
ticking
right now.
Yeah, they got to shoot here quick. Down to 4, down to 3, down to 2, down to 1, and Lowell's not going to get it off. Pinkerton okay with that as they take a 7-goal lead with them into the halftime locker room. 9-2, Pinkerton out in front of Nashua South. Pretty impressive first half for the home team as they rattle off 2 different runs. 1 of 4 unanswered goals, and then they end the half with 5 unanswered. And look, just as impressive as the scoreboard would indicate.
They're playing, a complete team game right now. Their transition game has been strong. Their offense is poised. They're moving the ball well, finding cutters. Defense is coming up with stops. Overall, just an impressive all-around performance for the Astros.
Pinkerton looking for their 13th win of the season in their final home game. All right, we'll take a break. Come back with some halftime stats, a full recap, out-of-town scoreboard, all that, and next, short halftime. In fact, second half begins in less than 5 minutes. We're right back here to Derry in just a moment. You're watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another lacrosse program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today. Are you thinking of selling your home? Well, now may be the time, given that spring is here, the market is hot, and interest rates remain at all-time lows. It's time to call Roger Howe, a licensed professional realtor with the Bean Group. Not sure what your home is worth? Roger will provide a market analysis for you at no charge. With 12 years experience in residential, commercial, leasing, and investment properties, Roger knows your local market. So contact Roger Howe of the Bean Group today.
At Dead River Company, the work we do is about more than just filling up tanks. It's about the everyday moments in your home. We're here to fix your heating equipment, so you have heat and hot water for moments like this. We brave the elements, so you're always safe and warm. Anytime, day or night. Because it's moments like this that we do everything we do.
Dead River Company, it's not your job to worry about the heat. It's ours.
Become a customer today, and we'll be there for the moments that matter to you.
Start of the second half here in Derry. Pinkerton, so far, so good. Astros out in front 9-2. Nick Anastas, Kristen Cameron with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. It's the regular season finale for Pinkerton. Game number 16, a chance to close out the regular campaign with a victory. Looking to avenge last time out, which was back on Thursday. They fell in double overtime. They almost handed defending champion Bishop Girton their first in-state loss, but ended up falling 10-9. Anyway, they've come out. They've looked good. They did surrender the first goal of the game tonight. Nashua South sophomore Ella Benzekri scored about a minute in to put the visitors in front, and that was the Purple Panthers' only lead. Pinkerton came back, rattling off 4 unanswered over the next 5 minutes. 2 from Haley Schneider, 1 from Hannah Lazoskis, and then the first for Allie Lamphere that led to a timeout by Coach McIntyre. South responded with a goal, a second for Benzekri. At 4-2, that was the closest South would come. Pinkerton, they close out the first half with 5 more. Lazoskis another, Schneider a hat trick, Lamphere goals 2 and 3, and then Tate Howe on a free position shot gave the Astros a 9-2 lead, and that's where we are here to begin this second half. Kristen, Nashua South, they did some good things in that first half, but they still trail by 7, and that's the largest gap they've had to face so far this afternoon.
I think for South, we're just looking for a little bit more discipline on the defensive end. Their 1v1 defense has been there. It's been solid, but just looking to communicate a little bit more on those cutters. And then when they are causing those turnovers, discipline in the clear. Every single possession is going to be important for them right now to try and close this gap.
Pinkerton, they had an advantage in the circle in that first half. And that trend seems to continue here on the first trip here on the attack of the second half. Nice pass, catch and fire, and add up another for Lamphere. That's goal number 4. Again, the assist comes from behind the cage. Pinkerton scored several goals in that ilk in the first half, and they've got their first 8-goal lead now on the board at 10-2.
See, Allie Lamphere, she only needs a little bit of space. You can see defender for South there. Kylie Daw, she was on her backside. If you can defend those cutters in front and match up stick to stick, you're going to have much more success in stopping those inside cuts.
Well, it sounds easy, but
it is not. It is not easy. You got to watch left, right, in front of you and back of you. That's why that communication becomes so important. If you can't see what's happening, you need your teammates telling you.
And then, of course, you have to worry about where you are on the field with the officials, correct?
Yeah, you can easily, if you get caught in the middle of the 8 meter, without being a 6 lengths from your attacker, 3 seconds can be called easily, and you give up a free position shot. So definitely a lot to be aware of on defense.
Pinkerton, of course, made South pay a couple of times on the free position shots in that first half. Here's a good win at the circle for the Purple Panthers. Again, Benzekri, who I believe has been the only player in the circle for South so far. Doing a good job. She's racked up a few ground balls and, of course, has scored both goals to this point for the visitors.
She's a really just athletic player. I mean, she's able to get up and down the field. She's been in the entire game. Impressive.
Meanwhile, what do we have here? Whistle against Pinkerton.
Yeah, some type of off-ball foul that's going to land defender with a disadvantage. That was Liz Fournier. Not sure what the penalty was, though.
Meanwhile, Daw looking for a player in the middle. Tough catch there, but nowhere to go. It was Morgan Uzdanovich, sophomore, temporarily found some room out in front, but that didn't last long. Pinkerton able to recover.
Good decision making, though, to pull that out and look for the better opportunity. And this is a great look now. They were able to get a second look, and that's going to set Marin Lowell up for a free position.
All right, so Lowell, the freshman, played with some emotion in that first half. He's done a good job in the clear game. Now looking for her first goal, potentially, if she can fire one off here from about 10 meters. Going to run and sneak one by Sweeney for the goal. A good right-handed shot on the move, and it's now 10-3. South needed that one. That breaks up what was a 6-0 run by Pinkerton.
I think what was key there for the Panthers is that, they pulled that first opportunity out. Uzdanovich, showed really great decision-making, pulled it out, and they were able to find that opportunity that resulted in a goal. Lowell there places a shot perfectly, bounces it past Sweeney, and sometimes all it takes is that one goal to to start a run, create some momentum.
So Marin Lowell, the freshman, with a free position goal for South. And of course, you can't get all 8 goals back at once. One at a time, got to be the mentality, and Lowell has got them on their way, at least so far. Question is, can you get 2 in a row in the draw circle? That's been a challenge for South.
It has been, and actually, I know we were talking about Benzekri in
there she is on the wing.
Yeah,
gets that one. Yeah.
Kylie Dodd got a really clean draw. Ella was able to come up with it.
Went right towards Benzekri. However, Pinkerton forces a whistle and gets it right back. Schneider now going to jog to a trot here on the near side wing, and the Astros are ready once again on the attack. They've got a 7-goal lead on the board at 10-3. Trying to rebuild their largest lead if they can score here with now 3 minutes gone by in the second half. Schneider in no hurry. Scored the first 2 Pinkerton goals back in the first half. Wants a one-on-one here with Lowell. We're going to spin to her left, gets the step on Lowell, and comes down the middle. Like we heard a whistle there on the shot.
Yeah, it's an offensive foul on Schneider. They're calling her for a charge. South had really strong defensive positioning, and sometimes you see a charge running through a body and someone falls down. In this case, she ran through Lowell's stick. She ran through a couple sticks, and they said, that was really good defensive positioning.
Yeah.
But again, lack of discipline on that clear.
Meanwhile, Pinkerton Ride able to break up the pass. That was Piper Knowlton who jumped into the passing lane to cause the turnover. Shot doesn't end up seeing the cage, and South's got it back now, trying to work out of their own end with 4 minutes gone by since halftime. This is Walsh out of the cage. Comes near side, now back for Walsh. Long pass. Ben Rexy going to get to it. Yep. Good play. Going to weave the sophomore. Comes near side. Benzekri now with 2 in pursuit. Now with a 3rd defender in the area. Beats her as well. Down the near sidelines in front of her own bench. Finally pumps the brakes just outside the 16-yard line, and South, after a terrific individual clear, is back on the offense. Coach McIntyre, arms crossed, roaming the sideline. South looking for their second straight goal. Now with 5 minutes gone by, second half.
Yeah, I'd like to see them spread out this offense a little bit more. When you have that backer, you're going to create an opening somewhere on the backside. And so if you can stretch this defense out and move the ball quickly, it's really going to expose where that open player is.
Meanwhile, again, an off-ball whistle. The official on that far side saw something.
Yeah, that time I'm thinking that they're calling Fournier for 3 seconds. I don't think she was marked up close enough on Morgan Ustanovich.
Yeah, Ben Zachary's got it way out at the 15-yard line. Throws it up high. Daw trying to come near. And I think, what do we got, shooting space here?
Fournier actually, I think it was a stick in the sphere. You know, she was trailing behind the play because she had that first foul, and then, you know, instead of getting body positioning, she threw her stick in there, and that's going to set up another free position.
Daw down the middle. Shot. Goes wide. Missed the net off to the right. And again, the Astros able to tiptoe and play it just right in the backside line to win the possession battle. And a good clear on the move. Good pass on the run there by Peyton Knowlton. We mentioned Piper. Peyton with a good play there. Meanwhile, this one broken up, out of bounds, and turned over. Schneider with a good effort near the end line, but a better play by South's DuBois. And now South again looking for a clear. The ride, though, for Pinkerton has been very formidable. Somebody got a stick in the passing lane there. It was Elise Saab. And ultimately Saab comes up with the ground ball on the near side wing.
Thought South had a little bit of momentum there. You know, they caused a couple turnovers back-to-back, had some good offensive opportunities. But those clears, they are so critical. You work so hard to, create that turnover.
And they had some problems at times in that first half.
Yeah.
Credit the Pinkerton ride. Meanwhile, looked like Schneider was looking for a back door, didn't get it. Now Schneider with a blazing move goes down the middle and carves up the defense. Able to slip it by Walsh on the run. What a game for Schneider. 3 goals in that first half, another here. Astros rebuild their largest lead. It's 11-3. But now 7 minutes gone by second half.
Haley Schneider is an explosive dodger. She cuts hard to her left. I thought she was going to shoot it lefty. Instead, she puts it back in her dominant right hand and buries one past Walsh.
Schneider came in 4th on the team in scoring, with 39 goals, 11 assists, 50 points through 15 games. And a nice way to end the regular season, statistically, with a 4-goal effort this afternoon.
One thing that impresses me about these student athletes is they play so many games in such a short window, and yet many of these midfielders, they're playing the entire game running up and back the field. It's just impressive, the stamina and being able to, maintain this high level of play through so many games.
And, of course, a lot of these players play club lacrosse, too, right? And that requires a very short turnaround, sometimes multi-games in one day, right?
Yeah.
Some of these tournaments.
Yeah, they're used to it, and especially in the heat, you get trained and ready real quick. So as soon as this, high school season wraps up, they're getting ready to put on those elite team uniforms and oftentimes compete with people who they competed against during the season. It's awesome to see them come together.
So when is the New Hampshire Tomahawks summer season get going?
Yeah, we get going
Late June?
Mid-June, yep.
All right, another face-off win for Pinkerton. Good job on the wing by Lamphere, who's chipped in today for Pinkerton. She's got 3 goals. Mentioned Schneider with a game-high 4 a moment ago. But Lamphere has been solid, 3 all in that first half. Same thing with freshman Hannah Lazakis, who certainly chipped in to the tune of 3 goals. Tate Howe scored the final goal for Pinkerton before halftime. And when Lamphere and Schneider have added to their totals here in the second half, Marin Lowell has scored the lone goal since the break for Nashua South. Purple Panthers, they led very briefly. A goal by Ella Benzekri in the game's first minute. Got South that 1-0 lead, but it's been all Pinkerton since. Meanwhile, a good clear here. Mataluski, sophomore with a good piece of work there, goes right down the middle on the clear.
That was a great way to beat that Pinkerton ride. Don't give him a chance to ride.
I was about to say, it seems like when South has seen individual players kind of carry it over the line, they've had a little more success than maybe putting the ball in the air.
Yeah, it really depends on the game. Sometimes you can just leg them, outrun the ride, but Walsh had a really great outlet pass. Depends, if you have a goalie that has an arm that can throw it upfield, and it takes awareness to break out right away and expect that pass.
Look at this. Lamphere intercepted, and now running like a deer here left to right. 2 passes later, Selaney going to pump the brakes, goal line extended. And we get a whistle here with now 9 minutes gone by in the second half.
Bailey Carroll called for an off-ball foul. I was impressed by Benzrecki. I mean, that could have easily been a 5v4 opportunity, but she got into that other end of the field and locked it down. Forces Pinkerton to settle.
Going hard, with or without the ball, right?
Yeah. She's been all over the field and doesn't look like she's losing steam at all.
Max effort, for sure. Meanwhile, Jeans, backdoor, shot, score. Schneider with the low release, kind of tucked it near the hip. Able to fire on the run, slips it by Walsh, and now 12-3 is the Pinkerton lead.
Yeah, again, we see, just an opportunity. Defender gets caught ball watching just for 1 second. She keeps her eye off Schneider. Once you see that ponytail, she's too far gone. So Eppolito just 1 step behind Schneider, and that's enough for her to convert.
Another assist for Selaney as well, who's just been racking up the dimes. Clubhouse leader, 51 assists through 15 games coming in. Clubhouse leader in points as a result with 63, and not quite sure how many assists this afternoon, Kristen, but it's got to be, a handful at least.
Yeah, you can see they really trust her with the ball. You have sometimes when you have feeders, they might be forcing it in. She's finding those opportunities. She's throwing the ball with such confidence. Her passes are right on point. She's the kind of person that you want leading your offense.
So 12-3, that's the largest lead for Pinkerton. They win another one on the draw circle. And now we're going to slow it down in the near side. Meanwhile, South, they got a player in the box. Slipped my attention. That's the midfielder, Kylie Daw. May have happened on that grab maybe a moment ago.
Looks like they're even, so she may just be waiting
just
to
standing
sub in.
over there? Okay.
Yeah. I noticed that South had a new draw taker in the middle, and Karina O'Donnell. Daw, has been rotating in.
There's a beautiful pass. Lamphere, again, able to post up near the cage. Keep it high, kind of a tomahawk chop finish. And for the first time, Pinkerton's got a double-digit lead now at 13-3.
Yeah, again, Selene just heads up. That's an easy pass for her to make. It wasn't really contested. She had Benzekri as her defender, but one thing that South might want to consider doing right now is starting to pressure behind the cage, not waiting on goal line extended. They need to, create a little bit more pressure on those feeders, because right now Selene's been able to feed it in way too easily.
Yeah, just to make it uncomfortable, right?
Yeah. Force her, force her to dodge, do something different. Right now she's just, can hang back and take her time and, feed it in there with a lot of space.
Coming up on the midway point, second half, we got a running clock, at least for now. 13-3, first time we've seen that magical 10-goal gap, which triggers the running clock in the second half. So Astros looking to shorten the game. Meanwhile, Benzekri continuing to battle in the circle for South. Solani ends up with it. Fires a pass over the top on the quick restart. Pushed ahead by Schneider, and now slowed down once again as Daw comes to a stop here. Goal line extended, trying to direct traffic with that offhand. Looks like that's the Pinkerton JV team getting warm, I assume, for their upcoming contest. They were in the stands earlier. I think the freshman team was here as well, maybe not. Either way, still a large crowd here as we at the midway point of this second half. Pinkerton looking to close out the regular season with a win. They'll get another goal here.
The Astros, a little bit of a different look for them there. Rather than feeding it in, they worked some two-man game behind. You had Salini and Tate Howe working together, and another great look.
Howe scored the final goal of the first half on a free position shot, and able to just kind of sneak that one by broomstick style.
Yeah, she dropped her hands low. You know, oftentimes that's actually good for a goalie. When you see a player drop their hands, you can track that ball all the way in, but she had enough power behind that to get that by Walsh.
So we move inside of 12 minutes, 14-3 now. Astros quietly have built up another impressive run, 4 unanswered goals. Excuse me, Tate Howe scoring her second a moment ago. And once again, we see Ella Benzekri back in the circle where she started for Nashua South.
Yeah. South is really relying on their first-line midfielders. Like to see, you know, the Astros, they have a ton of depth on this team, so, you know, starting to work in some of those reserve players, you know, getting experience right now late in the season. You never know what's going to happen with, you know, playoffs coming up, and hopefully there's no injuries, but you need to make sure that every single player on your team is ready to step up when needed.
Well, same thing, I think, if you're Coach McIntyre with South, right?
Yeah.
She's had to deal with a wide range of problems, injuries, COVID-19 situation. Of course, Olivia Johnson on her way to Jacksonville, injured in the offseason, listed as one of the team managers on the roster, hasn't been available. So it's been kind of an uphill fight for Coach McIntyre, but still, even with a loss potentially here tonight, still a very formidable 12-4 with 2 games remaining at Londonderry, at Keene, coming up Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah, Olivia Johnson has had to take on a much different role this season. You know, she's been a leader on this team for the past 3 seasons. She is a two-way threat midfielder. She's just like one of those players that's an absolute workhorse. And now she transitions to a role where she's not playing, but that doesn't mean she's, you know, she can still be a leader on this team and mentor some of these younger players.
Just a tough situation, but
yeah,
certainly maybe a character-building situation. All right, we got a whistle here. Daw is going to get a free position shot, trying to find Nashua South's 4th goal of the game. Goes right towards the chest, and I think Sweeney got a piece there. Going to redirect it to the corner. It'll stay at this end. Matalewski comes middle and runs into trouble. Taken away by Lamphere. Another stop for the Pinkerton defense. Sweeney going to walk around the cage. The senior headed to Iona. Spoke with her last weekend. Seems like a very headstrong individual, a competitor for sure, and from a family of goaltenders, which always helps, right?
Yes, and you know what? She's a great coach herself. She's been mentoring some of the younger Tomahawks players, and they just have so much to learn from her, so that's been fun to see.
Meanwhile, South getting a win here on the ride as they interrupt the clear. Then Zachary. Looked like they had numbers there for a moment, but
yeah, I'd like to see them push the pace a little bit. They've created some of their opportunities in those unsettled, faster situations, and if I were them right now, you know, I would just go for it.
Instead, they're going to pull it out, see if they can run something here as we move towards 8 minutes to go in regulation. Still a big lead on the board for Pinkerton at 14-3. Back door. Well, Isabella Walsh, the senior, had good positioning along the near post, but couldn't quite bring that one in. Meanwhile, the battle continues on the far side wing, and we finally get a whistle. I think it's going to go against the Astro defense. Little physical there, a little too physical for the officials' liking.
Yeah, Tina Pikowski for the Astros, needs to be a little more disciplined with her stick. That was a check in the sphere, and so they'll reset behind the cage.
Uzdanovich comes middle. Up top, Benzekri, beautiful dodge, and draws a whistle.
Again, you can see the official signaling that was a stick across the body. So you need to have your, footing position or feet position established on defense. You can't use your stick across the body, and so she'll get a free position.
Yeah. Looking for the hat trick, gonna get it. Well, a nice move to her right there on the free position shot. Able to look like hang on that extra half second. A little bit of a late release, the difference. She's got her third goal for Nashua South.
Yeah, watching this replay here, we'll see. Once she gets that first step, Fournier's there, and she's able to tuck underneath her stick. Actually, the ref holds a flag because, again, Fournier had her stick in the sphere reaching across the body, but Benzekri was able to handle the ball and finish that one.
Got a timeout on the floor, on the field, with 7 minutes to go here in this second half. Our broadcast is brought to you by Beals Insurance, locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you the price and quality coverage. It's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit MGSportsFundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. By New Hampshire iPhone Repair. It's done while you wait, and it's backed by their lifetime warranty. Now with 6 locations in southern New Hampshire and on the Seacoast, visit NHiPhoneRepair.com. By the New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NHTomahawks.com and also girls.NHTomahawks.com. By the Dead River Company, a full-service heating provider committed to keeping New Hampshire warm with propane and heating oil. Learn more at deadriver.com. And finally, by the Bean Group and Roger Howe Real Estate, your local professional for all types of real estate, residential, commercial, leasing, and investment properties. Call 603-247-1583. Nick Anastas, Kristen Cameron with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Final game of the regular season for Pinkerton, looking to put the final touches on their playoff preparation. Of course, an 8-team field in Division I. Quarterfinals get underway a week from Wednesday, June the 1st. Astros locked in to host a home game with a win tonight. South, they've still got 2 games remaining. As I mentioned, busy final week of the regular season. They're at Londonderry on Wednesday and out west at Keene on Thursday. Pinkerton with a big lead, 14-4. They've led most of the way. They've pieced together several multi-goal runs, including 5 unanswered back in the first half, 6 unanswered, bridging the first and second halves. And South, they fought valiantly here this afternoon, but this one, seemingly, Kristen, was Pinkerton's from the get-go.
Yeah, even though they gave up that first goal, they fought back every single possession after that. They started winning draw controls, and once they got settled in their offensive end, led by Caitlin Cellini, they found cutter after cutter and were able to finish.
They've been led by Haley Schneider, the sophomore. Scored a hat trick in the first half, another here in the second half. Allie Lamphere, the senior, has 5 goals at this point. And the standout on the other side for South has been sophomore Ella Benzekri, who has 3 of the 4 for the visitors. Clock continuing to run, coming out of the timeout. Astros with a chance to run some some real clock here as we head towards 6 minutes, trying to shorten the game. And, of course, they would have, Kristen, 9 days of rest, right? If you think about it, the regular season, only 16 games long for Pinkerton. In the end, it'll be 18 for Nashua South, hence the 2 extra games. But all in all, over a week to get ready potentially for that first-round matchup.
Yeah, a week to get ready, but also a week they need to make sure that they're keeping the intensity up, They're going to need to practice at game-like speed to make sure that they're not losing any of their momentum. I think it does give them a chance to level up, to clean up some things. I think the game versus Bishop Girton last week probably exposed a lot of areas that they can work on playing against, one of the top teams in Division I. So I think they're setting themselves up for a good playoff run.
What has impressed you today the most about Pinkerton?
It has to be their offense. It's their discipline on offense. They take the time to set up their plays. You can see they're very well coached. They have a set of plays that have been extremely effective, and they're waiting for those opportunities. I've seen cutters come through, and they're holding the ball, waiting for that wide open cut, and they're shooting. I haven't seen too many shots wide. I think they've just been all over it offensively.
Move inside of 5 minutes here. Second half. Another cut, another pass, and another score. Lamphere, how about her 6th goal? And again, the assist coming from behind the cage. And now 15-4 is the Pinkerton lead.
That was a perfect example of that offensive discipline that I just mentioned. See Cellini as the feeder. She starts with a dodge here. Has a great opportunity, decides not to take it, and instead gets the defense offset, and she's able to find Lamphere.
So again, the clock continuing to tick due to the double-digit advantage for Pinkerton. We move now towards 4 minutes to go. Again, a big crowd here. Folks from Nashua making the 25-minute drive across Route 11, Route 102 to get here. And everybody sticking around. Seemingly the JV game, the JV crowd, they've kind of moved in here. And there's some boys players seemingly done from practice nearby who are also in attendance. So one of the bigger crowds we've seen all season. Home team hasn't disappointed the home fans. South trying to fight to the very end here, down to 3.5 to go.
We saw a new draw taker for the Astros there in Anna Perkins, so they are starting to change things up a bit in these final minutes.
And it looks like there's some new defenders on the field as well. Looks like a good first look for the sophomore, Natalie Peradzik. Meanwhile, to her left, this is Daw, who has played well tonight for South. Lowell as well, the freshman, scored earlier. Nice high pass, reeled in on the run by Benzrecki. And another whistle here is going to set up a Nashua South free shot. 3 goals for Benzrecki. You can see there a few South defenders in the area when the whistle was blown. Benzrecki looking for goal number 4. Sweeney says, no way.
Look at that quick outlet pass. She finds Fournier right away, and Pinkerton starts their transition.
I think there's actually a new goaltender.
Oh.
Sweeney maybe
Great
done. Is that number 30 in net now for Pinkerton? I thought so, although there is no 30 on the roster I have in front of me, so maybe it's one of the JV players getting the nod.
I'm looking, and I do see 26. Yep, you are correct on the sideline. Lauren Sweeney is
apparently done
Yep.
for the day, so another good effort by the senior in the pipes tonight. Let up 4 goals, but how many of those were free position shots? At least one.
Yeah. Credit to the goaltender that's in there now. You come off the bench sitting for, a good stretch of time and able to make that first save.
Yeah, and a pretty good offering, too. Speaking of offerings here, we've got a free one coming up from the right wing. As this is Jeans. Officials waiting, and now Jean's going to get rid of it. Pass a little high, backed up on the far side. Off the single bounce by Howe. Howe to her right, going to flip. Freshman Mia Eckerman is in there for the first time, and we hit 1 minute to go. As Eckerman makes a move to her left. Eckerman spin move. Defender falls down, and the whistle blows. Good effort there. Bailey Carroll, the defender's momentum, knocked her off balance. As a result, a free position shot on the way for the freshman Eckerman.
One thing the refs were looking for there is, she had good defensive positioning, but a horizontal stick, which is why she was ultimately called for the foul.
Down to 30 seconds. Charging and getting knocked down before the shot offering was allowed to occur. Officials say stop the clock with 21 seconds. And a look there, a little bit of a shove by Ben-Zachary.
Yeah, push from behind and with the horizontal stick. That was the recipe to send her off with a yellow card.
So it looks like the sophomore is on the sideline and most likely done for the final 21 seconds. She's not happy. Meanwhile, a do-over essentially now for the freshman Eckerman. Eckerman to the hole. You bet. Able to cradle that one with the walls kind of coming down around her. Didn't affect the youngster. Nice job by Eckerman. Pinkerton adds one more, and that looks like it's going to do it. Another impressive victory for Coach Katie Bork-Blair and the Pinkerton Astros. 16-4 is the final. As they close out the regular season with the victory, they're 13th. Finish up at 13-3 should be good enough for a 3 seed. And after really pushing Bishop Girton to the brink last Thursday, a double-digit win over a playoff team like Nashua South, maybe sending a message to the rest of Division I, hey, Pinkerton's here to compete for a championship. A 16-4 victory kind of underlines that message, perhaps, Kristen, as they now have 9 days off to get ready for the quarterfinals, which come your way June 1st.
Yeah, the way they played today with their heads-up offensive plays and poise on the defensive end, this looks like a championship caliber team to me. So, like you said, they have over a week right now to get mentally and physically prepared to make a deep run in the playoffs.
All right, we'll take a break, come back, recap, get you some final numbers, and a look at the out-of-town scores as well as we put this one to bed here in Derry. Pinkerton, a 16-4 win over Nashua South. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another lacrosse program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today. Are you thinking of selling your home? Well, now may be the time, given that spring is here, the market is hot, and interest rates remain at all-time lows. It's time to call Roger Howe, a licensed professional realtor with the Bean Group. Not sure what your home is worth? Roger will provide a market analysis for you at no charge. With 12 years experience in residential, commercial, leasing, and investment properties, Roger knows your local market. So contact Roger Howe of the Bean Group today.
At Dead River Company, the work we do is about more than just filling up tanks. It's about the everyday moments in your home. We're here to fix your heating equipment, so you have heat and hot water for moments like this. We brave the elements, so you're always safe and warm. Anytime, day or night. Because it's moments like this that we do everything we do.
Dead River Company, it's not your job to worry about the heat. It's ours.
Become a customer today, and we'll be there for the moments that matter to you.
Well, 16-4 ends up being the final. Pinkerton wraps up the regular season with a 13-3 record. It should be good enough for a number 3 seed in the upcoming Division I tournament, which begins a week from Wednesday. Nashua South, they've still got unfinished business, a couple of road games to attend to. Wednesday at Londonderry, Thursday at Keene. The loss today sets them back to 12-4. Nick Anastas, Kristen Cameron with you here in our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Nashua South, they got out to a dream start. Had a 1-0 lead. About a minute into the game, sophomore Ella Benzekri, who played well today, scored the initial goal, and South's lead was again 1-0 with a minute gone by. It didn't last long. Haley Schneider scores once and then twice. Second one coming on a free position shot to make it 2-1. Hannah Lazoskis, Ali Lamphere followed to make it 4-1 Pinkerton. At that point, Coach McIntyre called for time, and South responded out of that timeout with Benzekri's second goal to make it 4-2. But then Pinkerton with a big exclamation point to close out the first half. 5 unanswered. Lazoskis, Schneider, Lamphere with 1 and 2, and then Tate Howe on another free position shot. 9-2 Astros at the break. Second half, more Lamphere. Scores just, 36 seconds into the second half to make it 10-2. South, they got a good effort from freshman Maureen Lowell. She scored on a free position shot. And at that point, it was still a big lead for Pinkerton at 10-3. And then another 1, 2, 3, 4 unanswered by the Astros. 2 more for Schneider, another for Lamphere. Howe scores her second. It's 14-3 and a running clock at that point midway through the second half. Benzekri checks in yet again with her third goal to make it 14-4. South showing the willingness to fight, but in the end, too much Pinkerton. Astros score the last 2 goals of the game. Lamphere, her 6th, and then the freshman Mia Eckerman for good measure in the final seconds. So 16-4 ends up being the final. Pinkerton ends the season on a high note. South looks to rebound 2 days from now. Kristen at Londonderry.
I think this was a great win for the Astros, a great way to close out the regular season. I think they have a ton of momentum heading into playoffs. Great time to clean up, any loose ends and just hit the ground running come playoffs. I think for South, we saw some young players really play really well. Ella Benzekri and Marin Lowell stood out to me, and I think they have, a lot to build off of here. And if I were them, I'd be really encouraged by some of the 1v1 defense that I saw from them, and their communication we could hear it all the way up here, and so I think that this is a great place for them to continue to build off of.
Yeah. All right, want to thank Coach O'Reilly and his staff here at Pinkerton for making it easy for us as usual. We appreciate Coach and his staff here at the Academy. Of course, to our sponsors, Beals Insurance, MG Sports Fundraising, New Hampshire iPhone Repair, the New Hampshire Tomahawks, of course, Dead River Company, and the Bean Group, and Roger Howe Real Estate. We appreciate the ongoing support here at Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. Programming note, we're on the football tip tomorrow night, live from Manchester, the Ushika Awards Dinner. We'll be broadcasting from the Radisson downtown beginning at 5:30. So football fans, tune in. And, of course, our next lacrosse broadcast comes your way on Thursday. Back on the boys' side, big D3 matchup when Plymouth visits Trinity. All right, for our crew, including our dual videographers, that dynamic duo of Craig Incardoni and John Barron. We appreciate those guys as usual. Of course, the man behind the curtain back in the Beals Insurance Studios, our director, is Ben Beals, the unseen hand, the big man in the big chair, Steve Beals, executive producer at Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. And, of course, for my co-pilot, welcome back to the great state. We appreciate it. Great job as usual. That's, of course, Kristen Cameron. My name, Nick Anastas, saying so long. Final score, final time, Pinkerton 16, Nashua South 4. This has been a presentation of our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.